can share this. And so that way, because you may not have time to go through and take everything I'm gonna bring up. um, so because I won't necessarily have time to sit here and write everything out, I will say, and so I'm gonna probably rush through some stuff, and so I may say things. So the recording will help you work through it. Okay, so sure. That's pretty cool. It's all going to this page. Quiz funnel. You're fine. We can find it from what they have active, anyways. Yeah. Here, let me help with this. So, um, what we need to start by doing is we gotta ignore. I want to say I ignore maximum range. So let's go from maximum range, and I want us to look at just the last 30 days to start. That's either's fine. Yeah, last 30 is preferable, so we can see what they're actually doing right now. It's just hit the last 30 days section. So you do that. Go to the drop down. You're fine, man. So the last 30 days, and then you'll see. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then step one, select all of the. Actually, what we want to do is, um, let's take it a step further just to make sure we grab it and find the, and do the drop, hit the drop down of the amount spent here. It's the, yeah, there you go. So this just usually makes sure that we have all of the campaigns have been running ads for. Okay, so it really is just these four the last few days. So okay, so then we're going to do select by filter or filter by selection. All right, so now we have what their average ROAS. Do you know what the ROAS they need to even be profitable? Okay. Okay. So so I would make a note of that. You need to know what their profit ROAS is. If they need to make, if they need to have a 5x ROAS to make $1 of profit, then obviously their business is dog shit, right? So they're spending money, but they're also burning it on the back end. It doesn't matter how much they make, right? And so that's just a lot of that you can't change, but that's just what they have to do, right? And so then our goal on the front end is at least trying to observe where we can go through and optimize, try to get them the best possible return. And at least if something's wrong on the paid ad side, obviously we can make it. If something's wrong on the landing page, we can tell them, hey, your landing page is fucked. I've sent like $1 billion of traffic. It's not converting. So obviously your page is terrible. But so what we have right now is we have a lot of retargeting campaigns and one cold traffic campaign. Now, if I look at the amount spent, they are following a good structure where, 70+% of their budget's going towards cold traffic. And it seems to be working well for them. While they are not necessarily probably being profitable at top of funnel, they are actually recapturing and are, generating a profitable quote unquote ROAS, right? It's a 2.19 ROAS. Because they're doing that, there's probably a lot of learnings you can do on where they can expand there, right? But I think the best places for us to start is actually how we can help them maybe spend a little bit more on retargeting their customer to increase their ROAS, and allow them to spend maybe a few thousand more dollars a month. So instead of them spending what looks like, maybe let's just call it 6K, maybe we can help them get to like 8 or 9K while also spending a few thousand more at the top of funnel. And what that should do is, if even if you just make that minor change, their ROAS should probably flutter between 3 and maybe 3.5x instead of the 2.5x that they're currently sitting at. Okay, so they're doing a page likes campaign. They didn't run the remarketing. Could you go into their remarketing conversions campaign, which it looks like they started a couple months ago, which was actually right at the start of iOS? Yep. Okay, so they have all visitors, all Facebook engagers. Um, okay, open. Yeah, yeah. You're fine. I'll help keep you focused. So, their potential reach is really small. Okay, so step one with this, I would make a note. I found that Facebook. So there's actually a couple different audiences you can do within the social spectrum, right? So I just want to make a note for you. And so they're retargeting really what I would consider both a middle of funnel and a bottom of funnel audience. I sent you over my ebook, but I don't know if you even looked at it. It's so essentially their bottom of there you go. I seriously, if you need assistance with this stuff, I definitely recommend you checking it out. It literally can help you probably map out almost everything that I'm going to go through right now. And it probably could it could probably build out the entire plan. So you could like decide what kind of media buyer you're actually going to hire. Because if they can't figure it out, they're dog shit. So, um, I only say that because I fire a bunch of them all the time. Um, Yeah, I mean, I train them, and then if they can't figure it out, I mean, most people that get into media buying aren't actual media buyers, right? They're somebody that wants to go in. They obviously, I get like you want to make money, you want to build a business, but they lack the skill set that I need for my type of client. Um, anyways, so for this, they're all visitors campaign, and the one below it, the VC act a car initiate checkout, which is the one on the left here. So yeah, those are bottom of funnel campaigns targeting existing website users. The Facebook IG is middle funnel, so that's considered social engagement audiences. And really what that categorized is you should really be targeting people within really a 60 to 90 day time frame, Facebook page engagers, as well as like I would maybe test this. So I'd have like their 30-day window, then a 60-day window, then a 90-day window, and you can just see which one they like builds a big enough audience, but also doesn't degrade their performance. I would do ad set budget, so you force budget to each of them, and then you can see which one does better. Um, but so that's just people that are engaging with their audience, right, or within their social group. Now, what that doesn't include is it doesn't include all of the people that have ever watched or seen their videos or their piece of content. They're not targeting that, at least from what it looks like, at least in their retargeting campaigns, and that's where that should be done. And so make like an immediate note that if you're not seeing it, that they must be retargeting their existing audience, or people that have seen their content at least once, because essentially the video views audience isn't necessarily someone. Okay, their video views audience isn't necessarily someone that's been on their website or cares about their brand, but they have at least seen their ads once. So they're going to be cheaper than a cold traffic, but more expensive than someone that's been on their website. Okay, if that makes sense. Right. And so there's two different audience types that you have to target there. So give me just a second here. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I There's some things I would probably change, but I mean, it's probably optimized for mobile for the most part, which is what they need to do. Um, what were their other key problems that they were saying they're facing? Is I'm here. I'm just listening. Yeah, yeah. It can be. I mean, I have an account that's spending $1,000 a day on something like that. It's all about. I have an account that I we spend about $1 million a month with their account. So yeah, like yeah. So it can work. What they're doing there is they are look like interest stacking. It can really be done once you've validated an audience set. Um, they're also not getting the most purchases from it. As you see, it spent $3,000, $3,500 that month in the last 30 days, which really isn't a lot. But their one below it the two below it, the one that was just broad fucking dogs, uh, and then the other one right above that, they have a lower ROAS, but they've been able to scale those a lot more. Is this a CBO campaign? Just to make sure I saw. Yeah, like the one recommendation I may have is, first off, if you took over the account, don't delete that or change that campaign. Start by duplicating it and then try. Um, I'm just making a note. I wouldn't duplicate. I would just duplicate it and then try expanding on the ones that have spent a little bit but have not, spent $10,000 a month minimum, right? Um, Switch it to ABO, duplicate, switch to ad set level targeting, and then scale the ones that had not been focused on the most by Facebook, because that's really how that's going. Yeah, I could come in and probably do quite a bit for this account. And I really wish I had a course I could give you, honestly, just to help make your life easier. But uh, yeah, okay. So let's just go to that conversions consolidated, right? Just go to ad sets to select all of these or something. Yeah, just all of them. That's fine. Now go to all ad sets, all five ads. Yeah, yeah, I just want to see. And then I want to sort this by amount spent. You gotta scroll over. There you go. Okay, so let's see here. Amount spent, purchases, ROAS. Now let's sort by ROAS. Website purchase ROAS. Other way, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go up to the top of this search bar here. Yeah, and then we're going to do spend, amount spent. Type in amount spent. You should be able to just. Actually, it does not want to do that. Okay. It's okay. So let's just go scroll down by through filters. It takes a minute to do this, right? Go to ad metrics. Let's see if I can find. Of course, Facebook keeps changing this on your side. We can probably do lifetime. We might be able to do lifetimes. Yeah. Because I want to be under the ad itself. Because what we want to do is I want to sort by which ones. Actually, maybe we can just do this. Let's just go do ROAS. Type in ROAS in the search bar. Okay. What the fuck? Why? Okay, let's scroll over then at the bottom here and just get their what's their average cost or purchase, and then we'll just put that up there. Let's see. Cost per result could probably be fine, or purchases, and then do value. You're fine. Yeah. So do purchases, and then tap the value column. Yeah. We'll just, Yeah, both of those usually. It's fine. All right, so scroll the way over here. So $91 per purchase at top of funnel. And then our best campaign. So we're going to look for campaigns that have a $50. So we want this. We won't. Now we can go back up to the filter. And we'll type in cost per result, go to the ad, and then less than 50, say $50. So 50% cheaper than what we're currently doing. Okay, so this just pulled us down to potentially the ads that are driving a cost of purchase that is a heck of a lot better than what we currently have. Okay, I would start by looking at the ones that have generated $1,000 or more, or at least a minimum of $500. I think $1,000 or more is enough because you validated with a couple of purchases. Yeah, and I would open those up and see what's going on because the first one, yeah, yeah, go for that. Yeah, should hit the edit button. You should be able to hit the drop down. Yeah, that drop down to open up. Yeah, that should work. Wow, this is the ugly thing, but it works. It depends. They're not promoting it on their website as if it's a sale, but it only doing it through the ads, really. I can tell you if they're not doing as well as they should, then they definitely need to be improving everything else that they're doing. Like I do think so. First off, I'll take a step back. Yes, I agree. They need to have more user generated content. They can simply just take the images that they already have and use those as ads. Like just simply do that. Like they don't have to do anything crazy. And then like go to their landing page. Just go to their landing page. Take you could literally like videos. Yeah, yeah. I totally agree. But if they don't have it, oh, they do. Mm. It's simple. UGC is honestly more simplistic than you would think because it's literally just the customer showing. They could just do here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just share this with you. It'll just make this easier. Okay. Let me just here you go. I'm gonna save you about 7 hours of work in 5 seconds. You ready? Okay. Make a copy. Let's see. Uh, Good man. Just stupid busy with this shit. Let's see. Yeah, I'm in the process of building a software company, um, as well as yeah. So I'm building a. Yeah, open that up and see if you can get access to it. Actually, let me open this up. Yeah, give me just a second. I'm gonna send you a different one. Um, right. Take that link. Open that up. You might have to go through and re-review some things, but I have. Here's my audit that I would present to clients. You can literally scroll through the entire thing. And there's like 8 pages worth of shit here that I do. This is what I give to any client that I plan on selling, just for context. But you can honestly keep most of this shit here. Okay, go through, update goal expected results. Obviously, take my fucking brand name out of it. That'll be embarrassing. Make sure you. Yeah, this is. So I have an initial call. I validate them on whether or not I want to work with them. If I want to work with them, then I think I can help them after talking to them. I will say, we'll put together this audit. Give us a couple of days. Usually, I tell them you're going to wait a week because I don't feel like doing it when you want me to. You're going to do it when I want to do it. But that's not necessarily your situation right now. You just got to deal with it because you gotta get money in the door, right? And so, I'll go through the sales marketing audit review section. Is focused on. If you, I know you have a lot in here, so if we scroll up to the this. So yeah, we have. So that even has sales marketing audit review. So what this is focused on is not what they're doing with paid ads. We're talking about all of the problems we're seeing with everything else. Are they doing upsells? Are they doing anything on social media? What are general creative recommendations? You can just scroll through a little bit, and I can try to lead you through the process. And if you go here, I have unboxing, reaction, customer collage, full product experience videos, and customer testimony, everything. I got everything you're talking about right there. And then you go through and have all those optimizations you think should be done on the Facebook ads side, right? Just list them, right? And that's really where you're doing it. You don't have to tell them, okay, I'm going to go to this page and do this thing, right? I know you probably know that, right? But you give them enough detail. You can probably get rid of the Google Ads thing in here, which I can just remove. I do Google. Oh, I do. Yes, I do Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Yeah, we don't do it for every customer, but we choose what makes the most sense for that customer at the time. It doesn't scale very well for most people. Um, so here's actually a visualization of what I was trying to tell you about. Was you have cold traffic. This is a conversion system breakdown, and I think it's really important that maybe you go over this because literally, if you can sell a client by following the flow of this document. So you come in, you give them an introduction, you talk about what they've done, what your goals are, where they're currently at over the last 60 days. Then you go in, say, hey, here's all these areas of opportunity you see for your brand outside of paid advertising, right? You give them an understanding of like they have more of a problem than just paid ads because paid ads is just one prong to the entire solution. You provide a high level overview of all these optimizations. For Facebook, again, you do not have to dive into every one of them. If you do it right, you just literally talk about the bolded pieces. Then you come into the conversion system. Then you go, hey, looking at your paid advertising, I see this is the structure I recommend you following that I see you having the most success with. What this system is, very simple. We categorize your customer in a funnel. You guys have already sort of been doing it. We're going to take it a step further and do a better job at segmenting our audience to get better results and manage the leaky buckets at every stage. So, middle funnel, we're going to target your existing audience, right? The people that are liking, commenting, following, sharing stuff on your page. But we're also going to target people that have watched the ads or your video views. And so by targeting these two different audiences, well, first off, we get overlap, right? But we also get to expand our audience here on a much wider basis than we would if we were just targeting one or the other. And finally, we target your website audience. There's different categories of people there. You have people that are just general viewers that just hop on the page and jump off. But then you also have those people that showed a lot of interest, but for some reason they didn't buy. So we're going to go through and give you that structure. as to what that is. There's my high level pitch. There you go. You have a quick over understanding. By doing that, you essentially give the customer a clear understanding of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and why, and the value adds of that. And all this other shit, this whole like 3 pages of shit, you don't even need in there. Okay, you don't even have to follow it. All it is just the extra filter of saying we have a plan to do this. you know, right? Um, it took me the first 12 months of my business for me to work out a system like this to help me sell my clients consistently. Yeah. Hey, once I build out my software company, I'll be giving so much of this kind of shit away. Uh, I'll give. Yeah, so we're working on building a payment solution for agencies. Um, a payment solution for agencies. Take, so take your problem that you currently have, right? So, you're probably going to sell this customer on a percent of ad spend basis. Okay, we're going to help you create it so that way you can automatically set up those invoices and send it out to that customer without having to ever go back into the portal. So as you expand outside of just Facebook, maybe you go into Google and YouTube, right? It aggregates all of that data. It looks at the contract that you set up with the client. So let's say it's 10% of ad spend, creates that invoice for you automatically based on a date that you want to send it out, and then it sends it out for you, and then it even sends them the follow-up email, and then there's even a payment gateway to manage that payment, and hopefully integrate it with whatever solution you're using. And we plan on using Stripe as one of our initial solutions for that, so which would be really cool, right? So it would be a really simple solution for an initial problem. There's so many other things we want to add to it, but that's like the very basic premise. Ideally, we'd be adding in like customer churn, your average customer lifetime value, adding all these other reports. So like you start to understand your actual business as a whole, so you can optimize it, right? Because if you're seeing, hey, my average customer only charges me $1,000, I need to increase, how much they're spending, or my average customer only stays with me for 3 months. So based on this goal, if I don't get X amount of leads, my business is going to go to zero by this month, right? Which is it's a really good picture to have. But we got to start with our ugly starting point. So, um, mhm. Exactly. And I just saw a bunch of areas of opportunity specific to, um, the agency space. Everyone's selling a magic bullet on how to build a magical agency. I don't necessarily want to build a magic bullet. I want to build a system that can help ease the struggles of growing the business, by having a better management of customer management, invoicing, right? But and then also provide something like this. If I can help you get more clients and then maintain those clients for longer, you're gonna stay on our platform longer. And I'll give you everything. So I'm planning on probably creating a course and probably selling it for only like $50 or something. And I'm literally just gonna map out my entire method of generating leads. No, I mean I am, but I never use it. I don't use any social. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I got so many things going on. I know I can only I can do so much at a time, but it would be great. We'll probably have our beta. We'll probably launch the beta of our program late this year. If you have the client, I'll let you know, and maybe you can join in, and you can be a part of the beta, and you can tell me everything that's wrong. Um, yeah. hmm Yeah. So let me help you out with this potential problem real quick. So they've been spending. Let's go back to their spend. How much are they spending a month? Let's just look at their last 30 days. Yeah, we just need to look at their everything as a whole. Yep. I don't. I suspect. So, by the way, the reason why I didn't go into some other things is that my audit that I just sent you will literally just tell you everything you need to look at. Okay, on top of what you've already done. So you have 40K in spend. Let's just call it 40K in spend. What were you going to charge this client? I, in your situation, I like the idea of maybe doing $1,000 plus percent of ad spend. Um, yeah. So you get something up front, right? Um, so if we did, let's just take 40K, and we just do the 8%. Okay, 8%. That's $3,200. How I generally actually would do that in this situation is I would do. I don't like that because it's technically two invoices. Is you would say, okay, we do $1,000 up front, and then 8% of ad spend. And so how that would work is you rebate the customer, like you take that $1,000 off of that invoice. And so technically, what they would still be paying is if you just did 8% of ad spend for 40K, you're still making $3,200 a month, but you're forcing them to pay 1,000 of that up front, if that makes sense, which can be a little bit of a pain. Um, so yeah, so take this. Let's just take this month that they have right here. Um, the month before, actually, I have a call in like 2 minutes, so I'll have to jump in a sec. But it's okay. Is the month before? So the 30th, right, or the 15th of the month prior, because I always invoice 15 days early, where they have to pay that initial 1,000 before that month begins. The upcoming month begins. So you get money up front, right? You need that cash to help pay for you and your team. So I would say I want the $1,000 up front, and then at the end of the month, we're gonna bill you the 8%, but we're going to take that $1,000 you paid us at the beginning of the month off of that invoice. So for them, if they're spending $40,000, that means they're gonna get their first bill is their first invoice, right? That you pay them, that you request every month, is $1,000. But then you also go and do the same. Then you also say, okay, they spent 40K. We charge 8% of ad spend. That comes out to $3,200. I'm going to negate $1,000 of that, and so their second invoice is $2,200. You can do it that crazy method, or you can just say, to start with your client, you have a startup fee of $2,000, and then every month thereafter, you're going to charge 8%. If you charge 8%, I think that's the easiest way of doing it. Because then, yeah, so then on the 30th of every month, you send out the bill. You say, here's my 8%. I need this paid to us within the next 15 days. If it's not paid to us within the 15 days, we're going to add on a fee, and so on and so forth. And you need to just enforce that. There's no leeway. As soon as you give them leeway, they're going to fuck you over. Okay? Um, so I usually have to find an entry level media buyer and train them. However, I do think that you can go into a Facebook group. There's a couple of groups I will send you once I'm done with this upcoming call, and something like that. Yeah, and it's not great, but it's a starting point. Um, and go from there. Use that or Upwork. Honestly, just go to Upwork. Just go to Upwork. Yeah, just go to Upwork. Say, hey, I'm looking for a media buyer that has experience managing $40 to $100,000 a month in spend, specifically for Facebook and Instagram. Let's talk. And then, oh yeah, she's gonna be expensive. I mean, I would charge you. I wouldn't do any. I wouldn't take on the account unless I was being paid $2,000. You know, so like financial incentive. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I think so. Let's start there, and let's just maybe talk later on today. I got another call I got to jump to though. Okay, do your thing. Don't worry. No rush.